It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Welcome back to the Lesbian Line. It is me, Whitney, and we have a special guest.
It's me, Kasima, again. I don't know if you all remember me from the last episode, but I am joining Whitney again for another.
Yes, we are so happy to have you. This is going to be awesome. All right, our episode topic for today is money, okay? Where we're going to be talking about different situations where people are having issues with money in their relationship and just our opinions on the matter in our late 30s because we have some experience. Okay, but before we get into it, a quick disclaimer. Hey everyone, just a quick heads up before we dive in. I'm not a medical professional or therapist.
I am, however, a licensed therapist. So I can comment on some stuff.
Yes, you get the best of both worlds. This is all just commentary, conversation, and community. This whole project is inspired by my doctoral research, which is all about exploring how queer people learn, share, and reflect on relationships online. We'll be diving into queer stories found on social media like Reddit, Instagram, or stories that you send into the Lesbian Line Reddit thread, which I will link below. Everything we talk about, I didn't tell you, friend. We got a thread now.
You got a thread though?
Mm-hmm.
Anyone post it?
Not yet, but they will.
Okay.
They will.
All right.
Everything we talk about will be linked below so you can read the original stories for yourself. Thanks for being here. Now, let's get on the Lesbian Line. All right, our first story. Advice. Am I in the wrong for getting upset at my wife? Okay. While we were dating for a couple of months, my wife kept track of the expenses that I owed her. For example, if she lent me money for something I needed, she'd write it down. This didn't really bother me because her mom drilled into her that money was the most important thing of life. She has a lot of trauma regarding her mom, but that's not the issue. Fast forward, we have been married for almost a year now. We each have our own bank accounts and split things such as rent, utilities, etc. Sometimes, if I need money to buy stuff like my prescriptions, I ask her for it if I can't afford it at the time, and she willingly does. In turn, I will give her money if she needs some. Sometimes we pay each other back, sometimes we don't. Tonight, I found out that she is still tracking what she's given me / what I owe her. I was kind of shocked. Yes, Fran. I was kind of shocked because she's never mentioned it to me or me owing her at all. I asked her how much was it, and it was 1,000 something. I was like, how is that even possible? Apparently, she's been putting down my half of our storage fee. We have some belongings in storage because I told her I'd go halvesies. It's been over a year since we've had our storage place. Honestly, I don't remember agreeing to that, but it is a possibility that I did. Anyway, I told her lightheartedly she probably won't be getting all of that back, and she replied, oh yeah, I didn't think so. So I asked her why she still had it, and she replied, just in case you divorced me. This whole thing rubbed me the wrong way, and I got low-key upset. I thought we were splitting important things, rent, and just having each other's backs for other stuff. So, am I in the wrong for being upset, or do I need to look at it differently? Okay, there is an update. Do you want to give your opinion now and then opinion again after the update?
Well, let's hear the update first before we dive into our comments.
Okay, sounds good. Update. I talked with her about it, and she said she was joking about the divorce comment and says she knows I won't divorce her. She also apologized for it. She says she doesn't know why she still does it, and it's more of a habit at this point, mostly to see where her money goes so she can keep track of everything she spends. She told me she'd be happy to get rid of it, but I said now that she's explained it, if she needs to keep track, it's fine. All in all, communication is key, and we're on the same page.
So it sounds like it's resolved, but from what I'm getting, it sounds like her wife just likes to keep track of everything, regardless of if, her spouse pays her back or not. At least that's what I'm getting at now. I think she just has to keep track of every penny. I think it's been instilled in her.
I can see that. I just don't necessarily believe it. I don't believe the wife. People in general tend to put effort and energy into the things that they want to and that they choose to. And if you're putting energy into nickel and diming and tracking every penny, you're doing that for a reason. And it's one thing if you're tracking everything in your life, all the money that you're spending as well. But if it's just for your wife, I don't like that. That kind of gives me the ick a little bit.
So Okay, so she's not just she's only tracking the wife's expenditures, not everything in total or in general. Because I don't know. It's like the gist of it. What I got is it seems like maybe she keeps track of all their expenses. Maybe
We would have to find if she keeps track of everything. It didn't say it in the story, but if it's only
the
things,
wife's,
yeah, then that would be a problem.
Kind of changes
for me.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
because really, what are your intentions?
right.
And why? Because I feel like we've been in relationships,
And that money goes running out the door.
it sure does, especially when you're with a partner. Because I've had a partner, ex-partner, who would just take, never contributed, never paid for anything. I feel like in a healthy relationship, I feel like both partners will contribute. We're not keeping track or score of who bought what. It's usually just a mutual agreement,
Yeah.
Nothing, you don't even, really have to speak it out loud when it comes to the house things. I think that's, that's on an individual basis, depending on the partnerships and, what each and every one decides.
Yeah, like if you're living your life together, like things are gonna come up. You step out the door and it costs $100.
You ain't never lie.
That's before you get to Target, before you get to the Primark or the H&M. Okay, that's before you go to the movies.
Don't even mention ShopRite. I'm a ShopRite
Okay,
fan.
all right. Like that's before groceries, and then don't want a treat at the grocery store. Don't want a bag of chips. Okay, because New York City chips, they're like $8. It's crazy. It's crazy. The cost of groceries right now is insane.
I paid $8 for a coffee this morning. I don't buy coffee every day. It has to be a treat now because it's like $8.
Yeah, like don't try to get like a good bag of coffee. A good bag of coffee is like $30. Like it's insane.
Get you some Folgers, y'all.
Okay,
Maxwell House.
Okay, my fiance is not. They don't want Folgers in their cup. They don't. They want that like organic. Like you rolled this coffee at the store, original roast.
Yeah.
Coffee. Like they don't play, but
That's
don't
how
play
my
with them about
partner
the
is.
coffee. Don't play with them.
Every day, every morning, they have to have their coffee, or
Yes.
else they're like
Yes, with the heavy
grumpy
cream.
bear.
Yes, with the heavy cream, half and half. Something in it. Something give it a little zhuzh. But no, anyway, back to it.
Like these finances and they keep in tabs. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's almost. So what is she getting out of this? Is she getting the money back from the wife, or like it's?
I mean, I think she is. I don't think she was joking when she said that. Oh, just in case we divorce. I don't think that was a joke.
Yeah.
I think that's really how you feel about it. On the same energy though, like for myself personally, I would not share a bank account with someone. I don't think I would do a 3-pot system where it's like I have my account, you have your account, and then we have an account together. But I would never put all of my money in an account with someone else.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
just not something that I would ever do. I'm not comfortable with that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
different. That makes sense totally.
yeah, so as people, like we all have financial boundaries.
Oh,
I would say, but as far as this, no, I think she was telling the truth.
Yeah, she's just, there's a little bit of stinginess there, but based off the update, it sounds like they've worked things out, but who's to say it won't come up again? I don't think that's something that's gonna just disappear overnight, because it seems like she just, she keeps doing it, storage fees, other fees, or... she might be keeping track of the groceries, so who knows?
Yeah, like there's nothing wrong with keeping track of all of your expenses, but specifically doing it for your wife, that I found that problematic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Exactly. I definitely agree with that.
it actually reminds me of, oh God, what's this book? It's like an Asian book about these women. Oh, goodness gracious. It's 4 women. They used to play like mahjong together, and one of the women died, and each one of the women has a different story.
Oh, that sounds interesting. Okay.
Oh, now it's personal. Y'all hold on, because I got to find it now. Asian story, 4 women. I know I'm taking y'all off track. Y'all be all right, because I need to know. And one, like, unalived her son.
Jeez.
Yeah, it got really intense.
Wow. Mahjong to murder.
Let me see. Of course it's not coming up. Google don't got my back right now. Yeah, it'll come to me later when it doesn't matter. But in the movie, one of the daughters of the four women was living with a husband, and he made her split 50-50 everything when she didn't make as much as him. And one of those things was like strawberry ice cream, and she hated ice cream, and she still had to pay for half of it. And it's just like, you can't 50-50 a relationship. That's not a relationship. That's a business arrangement.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Relationships aren't 50-50.
Yeah, no, it's never going to be like that. Hey y'all, really quickly, this is Whitney in the editing box. Okay, so the story that I was talking about is called The Joy Luck Club by Amy Tan. Okay, it's a 1989 novel about four Chinese immigrant mothers in San Francisco who form a mahjong club, sharing stories of their past with their American-born daughters who struggle to understand them. So I did have the right premise of the story. I could not remember that title to save my life, but it is called The Joy Luck Club. If you like intense stories, definitely try that one. Okay, back to the show.
Because, sometimes, we're not always at 100, so your other partner got to bring that other percentage in.
It's true.
So
it's true. Okay, so we're gonna check one of the comments. Let me see. Inevitable Corner says, when you're saying you were having each other's back for everything else, it sounds like you both have different expectations, especially when it comes to money. That difference in expectations sounds like it caught you off guard. Also wondering if the divorce part made you feel like she has 1 foot in and 1 foot out.
Yeah.
I thought. Throwaway account says, I'm honestly a little confused. I do believe in having an extra separate account in one's name with savings when married, not because of any distrust of one's partner. It's just good practice. But beyond that, don't married people just share most of their finances, such as that paying people back isn't a thing anymore, like it is when dating? This is a totally genuine question if anybody wouldn't mind answering, because it affects my understanding of what's happening here. Somebody responded, Cat Amaran. Some do go all joint accounts, some don't. My current relationship, we have separate accounts and separate credit cards, and I regret not doing it with my first marriage, to be quite honest. There are a lot of arguments for either side, and both can symbolize trust and respect or beget financial irresponsibility or abuse in their own way. It really just depends on the people involved and how they handle money and interpersonal relationships.
Yeah, that I agree with for sure. Yeah, because it does. Finances, it varies from relationship to relationship. So how you and your partner want to handle your finances is up to y'all, ultimately.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Keeping tabs on your partner, what they're spending. No.
Yeah, it just feels nickel and dimey. I don't like it.
Yeah. Unless they have like a gambling problem or something, then maybe you should get involved. But it's like healthy spending, things like
normal
that.
average spending. Like if we're at the Target and you get me, a medicine ball from the Starbucks, I'm not paying you back for that.
Yeah,
you did that because you love me. Thank you so much.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm not gonna be like, oh, that was $10. Let me make sure I write this in my memo pad.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead with the next story. Okay, this one is a little short.
Okay.
So this one is called Sharing Expenses with Your Partner. Now, I do believe this one has an update.
Okay, we love updates.
We do love an update. Part 1, Sharing Expenses with Your Partner. My girlfriend and I are moving to a new city as we've both been offered jobs there. Congratulations. We've started looking at rentals, and she suggested a budget and splitting things 50-50. However, she earns double what I do. So if we split things 50-50, I will struggle to have anything left over at the end of the week, while she will still have a significant sum. I read a few articles that talk about splitting joint experience? No, I think they mean joint
expenses?
Expenses, that's the word. Thank you, friend. By income. What do you do, and how do I talk to her about it? Thanks.
Okay, actually, this is this is similar to one of my relationships when I was living in the Bronx. So the person I was with at the time, they worked at Columbia, and I was working at the phone company. So of course, initially I was living in my own place, but we both decided to live together.
Yeah.
She wanted me to move in with her. So kind of like this person, I made way less money than my partner. But we were able to come to an agreement. They had already decided, like, hey, I'll take care of the rent. There's no way I could afford the rent. But I would pay for everything else. I paid for all of our utilities. I paid for all of the groceries. And anytime we went out, I paid. So, like, dates, everything I covered. So to make it like fair,
equitable.
Or even.
Yeah, that sounds equitable.
So that was kind of my experience, and it worked out. You know, it worked out really well.
Yeah,
you know, for the time that we were together. So
yeah,
for this person, I think that's something they could probably like agree upon for sure. Maybe the person that's making a little bit less can handle the expenses, do the grocery shopping, cooking, maybe doing more around the house. That's kind of what I did. Take on those roles and take the load off your partner who, you know, may be making a little more than you. But yeah, that would be my suggestion. I think that could definitely work out, but ultimately it is up to both parties that are involved.
Let's see what the comments say.
All right, let's jump into these comments.
All right, first comment. We split things 50-50, but we have almost exactly the same income. If you're not comfortable doing 50-50 because of an income disparity, then you should suggest a different percentage breakdown to your girlfriend and discuss it together. 60-40, 70-30, etc. Whatever feels fair to you both. Moving in together and sharing finances to some degree is a huge deal and a huge financial risk, so you should really be able to discuss these things together, frankly, before even considering living together. When me and my girlfriend were going through this process together, I reserved my decision to move in together at all until after certain questions have been answered and discussed thoroughly. And to accomplish this, I created a shared Google document. This is my kind of person. I will share a Google document. I will share a spreadsheet. I will do that.
Have a Google document.
I do. Especially, thank you. If it's like a travel thing, no, I'm planning everything. Like, these are the places we're going to eat.
My partner's like that, too.
Yes.
They even bookmark
hey,
it on
Callie.
Google. They bookmark it on Google with a favorite.
Okay.
Memorize the maps. They're like, babe, I already know how to get there. And I'm like, really?
Okay, I'm terrible at maps. They're
great at maps. Like, all the trips we've had, they've planned.
Yeah, Maeve is good at maps. I'm not.
I can't do maps. I can't do maps.
No. All I do is show up.
I mean, I pick the place, and I might pick like a few places, but for the most part, they do all.
I will plan the whole itinerary. Like,
you're the planner. I'm more of the laid back.
Yeah, because I'm like, if I want to go someplace, it's because of a particular reason. Yeah. So, like for like a New Orleans trip, I know what restaurants I want to go to. I know what events I want to go to. Like, I know what hotel I want to stay at. Like, all of that's planned already. We gotta go to
New Orleans.
We do. We really do.
Plan a trip. Yeah.
Hey, if you are in New Orleans listening to this, hi. Hey, baby.
Hello. Yeah. I love New Orleans, by the way. Love y'all.
Yeah, love y'all. Okay, so anyway, let me see. Okay, Google document that listed all of the questions and reservations we both had about bills, budgeting, expectations, pets, what happens in the event of a breakup, everything. And then we went through and answered them separately over the course of a week. Then once all of the answers were given, we met up to discuss all of it and work out any disagreements or tricky areas. Then we went and got accounts at the same place and set up transfer permissions. This made it so much easier to share expenses. I can transfer money to her and her to me instantly with no fee, no Cash App or Venmo. We also have a shared Google Sheet that we keep track of payments. This way, there's no ambiguity. This all sounds sort of not romantic, but the fact is that when dealing with finances, it's not romantic, and there's nothing you can do about that. Better to be shrewd and deal with it up front. That way, you don't have to worry about it later, and it won't ever become a source of anger and resentment in the relationship. I like that.
I think that's very thorough, because then at least you know that you're both on the same page. You won't have any like lingering questions or like, you know, am I going to be okay? So yeah, I think that's a really, really good way
that was really sound advice. Like, because it's better to know, like, going in. And I know for myself, like, I treat money different than other people. So I've had to definitely have conversations with people. Like, I don't spend my money like that. Like,
you're very responsible. I tend to like buy things, mostly plants.
Yeah. I've gotten lax lately. Lately, I've just been me and my Amex card been going places, but
well, I've been trying to like low key with the spending, but yeah, I haven't really made any big purchases. But my birthday's coming up, so maybe I'll treat myself to something.
maybe you will. Let me know. Okay. All right. So, are you ready for the update? Let's hear the update. All right. Update. When is enough enough? This one. Okay, that first one was short, but this one is juicy. She thick. When is enough enough?
Okay, let's hear it.
I posted a couple of weeks ago about my girlfriend and I moving interstate together. She got an amazing job opportunity, and I was lucky enough to find a graduate job that lined up at the end of my college assessment. As we've not lived together or had any budget money talks, I posted asking about how you and your partner split expenses. Yesterday, while looking at rental properties online, I broached the topic about budgeting and asked if we could discuss it, particularly because I felt the properties we were looking at were out of my price range. The talk went horribly. No, friend, no. Okay, my partner's salary is double mine. She did say that earlier. It's, by any standards, a very good salary. Having taken on board the advice received here, asking my friends who've lived with partners and researching articles online, I suggested that we split our shared expenses 40-60. Also do some freelance work, so I said we'd resplit if I received any extra paid work. Additionally, my job is only 4 days a week, so I offered to take on more household duties to keep things equal on all parts. I think that's a great idea.
That's what we just suggested.
Yeah,
doing more stuff around the house, anything to help your partner that's cooking, maybe, with anything.
My partner's view is that she's worked really hard to get a good paying job where she's finally able to have more money. Therefore, she thinks it's unfair that she should have to subsidize my living expenses. She would like to split things 50-50 and we just budget to what I can afford. She would like to save for her first house now that she's earning more money. My point of view is that I worked really hard to find a job in what I studied in the same city that meant we could be together subsequently, leaving my friends and family so that we could start our lives together. I think we should split things equally, meaning we contribute to the bills based on what we earn. I don't feel it's fair to ask me to contribute half when I have significantly less in the first place.
They don't have half to give.
They don't. Well, they could, but then they won't have anything left. So it's just like, what's the point? Then it got personal. Oh no, it's not going to go left, is it? Okay. I got attacked on having a privileged upbringing and have never worried about budgeting. I spend my money on things I shouldn't buy. I need to learn to budget. No one has any money when they get their first job. That she's had to work hard for everything she's done and no one helped her. I can't expect that I will be able to go on holidays and that I just have to learn to go without what I can't afford. I told her I need to save money too. My car is 12 years old and I'm expecting to have to buy a new one in the next 2 years. To which she said, "You don't need to buy a car. You could just use mine if yours breaks down." I was very frustrated because she didn't seem to acknowledge that it is important for me too to be able to put money aside for things I'd like or need to buy. My other concern, which I didn't voice to her, is that I'm leaving behind all my friends and family. I'd like some money left over from my paycheck so that I could pursue some hobbies, make friends, etc. I stuck by the fact that I don't think it's fair of her to ask me to pay the same amount with a lot less money because she's worked harder and she'd be able to save her money, leaving me not left with much for anything. I actually feel less upset about our inability to see eye to eye on budgeting, but more upset about how she spoke to me. Her comments were hurtful, personal, and malicious, and lacked any insight into my point of view. I started looking at share houses in the new city because I don't know if we'll resolve this. It would also be more affordable for me. This isn't the first time we've had arguments where she's spoken like this to me. Sometimes I wonder if I'm letting her drive me into the ground. Her words have hurt me a lot, and I'm trying to figure out if this relationship is something I should be pursuing. Not because I don't love her or don't want to be with her, but because I should be with someone who is more understanding and treats me respectfully.
I definitely agree. It doesn't sound like this person is even thinking about
No, they sound greedy as hell.
It's all about them. And if you are making, you're making a lot of money, you are in a position to compromise with your partner that's making way less. And their upbringing has nothing to do with the position that they're in now. They moved across the country for you. They've made a lot of sacrifices. And
like they're trying to start a life with you.
Yeah, and it just doesn't seem like this person is meeting them even halfway.
Yeah, and I also feel like with the girlfriend, the girlfriend knew that there was a financial disparity in the beginning. You could have told this person in the beginning, hey, you don't make enough money for me. Like, you can't financially sit at the table with me. We could be friends.
Yeah, don't pursue it romantically.
Yeah,
this isn't something, because it looks like you want someone who's maybe in a higher position that makes a little bit more.
Right. But it's like coming for someone like based on like, okay, they can't help that they had a privileged life. Like, what you want them to do? Like,
exactly.
No. I don't know what this feels like to me from a personal standpoint. Like, I was able to stay with my parents for years after I graduated, worked, saved money, but I'm not treated differently in my relationship because of it. Like, it's not like they're throwing it in my face. No, like that's rude.
It's not relevant.
It's
what's
not.
Happened.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into the comments, see what the comments say. Ooh, first comment. Dump her.
Yeah, agreed.
She's not respecting your needs, and you shouldn't move yourself away from your friends and family for someone who acts this way. 2 big red flags. First, she doesn't care if your car breaks down and you can't afford a new one. She says you can use hers, but really, can you? When she needs to get to work, which, as she is sure to remind you, is much higher paid than yours, will she let you use the car and take the bus if her public transit route is easier than yours? Or will she consign you to public transit and use that power over you in further arguments? The second is that she is really weird about money. Income differentials in a relationship can be fraught, but for her to implicitly shame you and suggest that you're a sloppy spender who doesn't work as hard as she does means you can't count on her to be fair in any argument about finances. And since she makes more money than you, she'll have more power than you if any financial trouble strikes. Given how she's behaved, do you want to let her have that kind of leverage over you when you're far from home and your friends and family aren't there to help you? Dump her now. I would too. Even if I didn't dump her immediately, I wouldn't move in with her. I would not move in with her. No.
Yeah, I think it would be a good time to separate. But yeah, the comments are definitely hitting. They all agree. They're in agreement with kicking it to the curb.
Yeah. Because it's like, if you're going to be in a relationship with someone, like, you want to feel like you're in a partnership. You don't want to feel like that person has any power over you. Like, it's not worth it in that kind of
power
situation.
Dynamics, yeah.
We have a different kind of comment. Okay. Maybe a bit controversial, but I get where she's coming from. Okay. Regardless of whether I earn a bit more or less than my future partner, I would also want an equal division of money paying for stuff. If my partner only wants to contribute 40-60, then that'd be a deal breaker for me too. I'd be fine with maybe downsizing if we found a nice place, or paying for medical expenses, fancy restaurant dates, or whatever though. I don't know why people are calling this a red flag or claiming she's selfish. It isn't selfish to not want an unequal split when it comes to money. For some reason, women are always expected to be ready to share. I mean, she says some hurtful things, but you also have some weird expectations of her. If you don't have enough money for all of your expenses, the smart idea is to budget or downsize your living arrangements, not to expect your partner to contribute 20% more than you do. It sounds like leaving behind family and friends was a very big deal for you. Are you still in contact with them? It might help to visit more frequently. It seems sort of unfair to expect her to contribute more than you do because you want to save for a car, etc. Is it possible to get a job that pays better? If you feel very hurt and you really want a partner that's willing to pay more than you do when it comes to living expenses, a breakup might be a good idea. But I don't think that she's necessarily being mean or rude here. You're essentially telling her that it shouldn't be 50-50, but instead 40-60, and that's sort of a big deal if someone was expecting to be equals.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of a stretch.
There's plenty of partners that don't make the same financially, and they
Yeah.
compromise on the expenses.
I mean, I think there's always room for compromise. I think there's always room for compromise. Like, even now, like, thank God, I don't have to pay New York City rent. That's just not something that I have to indulge in. Thank the Lord. However, I was able to save money working and living at home. So when my fiance and I, when we go to buy a house, they pay rent. So when it comes to the down payment on our house, I'm going to put more because I was able to save more. That makes sense. We're working together. This situation doesn't feel like they're working together. It just seems like one person is being greedy and the other one is like, I'm literally not gonna have any money left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, yeah. So I don't. That comment was, yeah.
Yeah. No, thank you. No, thank you. Okay. We have one more. It's a short one.
All right.
And then that'll be our last one of this episode.
Okay.
Okay. Am I overthinking money and effort in this relationship with my girlfriend? Okay. I, 22 female, have been in a relationship with my partner, check this, 35 female.
Oh, sure. Wait, she's 22?
22 and 35.
Whew, okay.
I know. For a little over a year. One of us works full time and the other has much less disposable income. I'm on the more masculine side while she's feminine. Okay, so 22 mask, 35 femme.
Okay.
We seem to have very different expectations around dates and going out. She prefers activities that involve spending money and doesn't enjoy staying in, while I feel stressed about being the one expected to plan and pay for most things. I've tried suggesting going on walks and going to the library, but she doesn't like that idea. I started feeling resentful and hesitant to initiate because of this, but I also feel guilty bringing it up. How do you have a healthy conversation about money and effort without making your partner feel judged or unwanted? I don't want this to turn into resentment, but I don't know how to reset the dynamic. I feel too guilty to bring it up because I'm afraid it'll make things tense. I can't even say I want to travel without the expectation that she'd come too, and that means I'd have to cover for both of us, which is expensive. I can afford it, but I don't want to be the main thing holding our relationship together. And I'm not sure if this is offensive, but I don't want to feel as if I'm the man who's providing in the relationship. I want it to be equal in terms of effort, and it doesn't feel that way.
Okay, so the 22-year-old is doing everything, basically. Yeah. And
making less money.
Providing the trips, taking her out, and all this other stuff. And it sounds familiar. In my experience, I'd say, yeah, you gotta drop her like a hot potato. I'd say I wouldn't keep her around.
A very expensive
That's
potato.
a taker.
Yeah.
And she's just gonna keep taking and taking until there's like nothing left. That's the type of, those females are,
yeah,
the worst.
Okay, I have thoughts about age gap relationships.
Okay, what are your...
Okay, so here's my thing. This femme person is 35 years old. Healthy in her 30s. About to be late 30s.
Oh, yeah.
The things that you know in your 30s don't have nothing to do with what you're dealing with in your 20s. You don't even know yourself in your 20s, much less 22. Part of me believes that a 35-year-old dating a 22-year-old, you knew exactly what you were doing. You got with someone that is 3 years over being a teenager.
Easy to manipulate.
Yes.
Easy to control.
Like, this person is 3 years out from being a teenager. And you're 35.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Seems manipulative.
It does.
I dated a woman that was like 11 years older, but I was in my late 20s, so that makes a difference. But yeah, it just sounds like this 35-year-old woman is the problem. And even if you talked about it, I don't think that would change anything.
No.
Because I think she likes a certain lifestyle or used to a certain type of treatment. And I think that's why she might, I mean, I don't know what her previous, I don't know what her previous dating experience is, but this doesn't sound like a first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thoughts that I'm getting is like the 35-year-old knew that they could take advantage of this 22-year-old, and that's what they did. It's like in any relationship, especially when it's two women, you can't expect for someone to always pay for you. Like, that's not real. Like, unless that person is like a millionaire or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's not realistic. That's not how you create a healthy relationship. That's not how you create a healthy marriage. It's no, if you're dating someone or if you're in a relationship with someone, sometimes they pay, sometimes you pay.
Yeah.
Like, that's just,
You gotta contribute.
yeah. Yeah, because you don't want anybody to feel like you're taking advantage or they're taking advantage of you or, anything like that. So, no, don't like this at all.
Yeah. So, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, first comment. I mean this very kindly, but you're at the start of your life and already financially... I mean this very kindly, but if you're at the start of your life and already financially stable and mindful, and she's made it to 35 without really making solid plans independently, then it's possible that she needs to go learn and be on her own for a bit before dating. And I'm not sure you want to carry her financial burden into your life when you're so young and full of opportunity. I mean that kindly, signed, a 30-year-old femme with a career and a savings account despite being a single mother. So she's like, if I'm only 30 and I could get it together, 35-year-old girlfriend don't have any excuses.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. One last comment. Oh wow, lots to unpack here. First of all, she's in her mid-30s, going for women over a decade younger. First, that's what I said. First on, she has a maturity issue, behaves like a teen with money, expects you to basically parent her. You want effort. She doesn't want equality, or she would have gone for a partner her age. She wants you to provide for her, but she also wants you sufficiently inexperienced to call her out on her behavior. You not knowing how to reset the dynamic is the point. No 30-something would tolerate her behavior and wouldn't.
Yeah.
And wouldn't.
Anyone
and wouldn't.
Yeah. So that's why she goes for the younger.
Yeah. You need to tell her to cut it out or limit the amount of access she gets to your money. Remind her you're a partner, not a parent. Tell her there is resentment setting in and she needs to make a serious effort if she wants the relationship to last. Then see what happens. If she does actually step up or starts making excuses why she can't or won't or how, it won't matter. Her reaction will tell you what you need to know, if she's capable of a relationship between equals or not. And if she's not, you're better off with someone who is.
Yeah, kick her to the curb.
Yeah, because she knew exactly what she was doing. Like, because we're a little older than 35, but I can't imagine dating a 22-year-old.
I don't even want to be in the same room with them.
No. Absolutely not.
That's why I go to bars where it's like quiet. Like I know it's like maybe 30-somethings and 40-year-olds.
Yes.
And it's not a lot of activity and stuff, but it's different, and you can just like, tell how young they are when they like, talk, and it's just like, silly.
Yes. And it's just like a 22-year-old, like, and if you're 22, okay, and you're a listener, we love you so much. This is not about you specifically, but 22-year-olds, like, they like. You don't have the same pain that I do. You don't got the same lower back pain as me. Like it's not gonna be cute to you when I'm walking around smelling like icy hot. Like that ain't gonna. We can't do nothing for each other. We can't do nothing for each other.
Exactly. Them joints and stuff don't bend like they used to. Y'all will find out soon enough.
Yes, but just wait till you turn 30. Just
Can't eat
wait.
certain things either. Wait for that. So
No, and then your taste buds change. Like you can't just be like drinking any old thing now. Like you can't drink bottom shelf after you turn 30.
oh no, y'all gotta do. Get you a little Tito's or Kettle One, something up there, top shelf.
Yeah, that Kettle One is
Or else
the
you'll
real
wake
one.
up with a headache.
Yeah,
So
the
that's
struggle is real.
just some advice for y'all 20-somethings out there.
But no, I could not imagine like seriously trying to date someone so significantly younger, like over 10 years younger than you. Like, dude, come on. Like, no, get that together. Hopefully, you know, they either were able to work it out or she moved on because
So hopefully, yes, I'm sending positive vibes her way.
yeah, that was our last story of our episode today. All right, so before we go, we're going to do our queer minute where we like to keep things queer. The book that we are suggesting you read is Pet by Okwekwe Emezi. It is set in a utopian city where monsters have supposedly been wiped out when a creature called Pet emerges from one of her mother's paintings. Black transgender girl Jam and her best friend are tasked with hunting down a hidden evil that adults refuse to acknowledge. The book carries a powerful message about not being complacent in perfect societies and is celebrated for its rare, matter-of-fact portrayal of a trans girl whose identity is simply part of who she is, never a problem to be solved. Short, beautifully written, and quietly powerful. I would read that.
Yeah, sounds interesting.
Yeah. The movie that we are suggesting is on YouTube. It is called The Wedding Night. It is given in Spanish, so all our Spanish girlies, that one's for you. It is a short film that takes place in a broken elevator between two brides. There is a conflict between the two brides. If you are of Hispanic descent, you may already know what that conflict is, as they are two lesbian brides about to get married. So it's a really cute movie. It's short. It's on YouTube. I hope you guys like it if you watch it. The TV show that we're suggesting is 20s. It is a comedy drama TV series created by Lena Waithe. Go, Lena Waithe. Go.
I finished that one.
Yeah. I watched it when it first came out, but I completely forgot about it now.
It's good.
I agree. It is good. That follows Hattie, a young black queer woman in Los Angeles, chasing her dream of becoming a screenwriter. She navigates the chaos of her career ambitions alongside her two best friends, one of whom is straight and married. The show is largely autobiographical, drawing from Lena Waithe's own experiences breaking into Hollywood, and is celebrated by centering a black queer woman's life in a fun, lighthearted way that isn't defined by trauma or struggle.
Love that.
Yeah, so those are our queer suggestions. If you need something queer in your rotation, do try those. They are good. Okay, so that is it for this episode. If you like what you heard, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. It helps more folks find us and keep this space growing. Thanks for being here. And do check out our Reddit page. I will link it below. And we'll see you on the next episode.
All right, y'all. Ciao for now.
All right, bye.